Sure. Here's a 500-word story that weaves in the theme of 6 subtle behaviors to make others like you instantly, in a natural and engaging way. The coffee shop charmer. Every morning at 8:05 a.m., Jamie walked into Brew and Bloom, the small coffee shop nestled on the corner of Maple Street. With a smile that never seemed forced, Jamie was a regular who somehow made everyone feel like an old friend. It wasn't about what Jamie wore or how they looked. There was something else. A kind of quiet charm that made people light up when they saw them coming. On a rainy Thursday, a new barista, Alex, started his first shift. Nervous and fumbling with the espresso machine, he was trying hard not to let the pressure show. Jamie, already waiting in line, noticed. Instead of huffing or tapping impatiently, Jamie offered a warm smile and said, "First day? You're doing great already." That was subtle behavior number one, offering genuine compliments. Alex smiled back, grateful. That one sentence eased his nerves more than anything else. As the days passed, Alex began noticing what made Jamie so likable. When someone spoke to Jamie, even for a few seconds, they had Jamie's full attention. No phone glancing, no wandering eyes. Giving people undivided attention was subtle behavior number two. One morning, a regular accidentally spilled their drink. As others looked away awkwardly, Jamie knelt down with a napkin and helped clean up. "Happens to the best of us," they said with a chuckle. That effortless act of kindness without making a big deal? Subtle behavior number three. Jamie never dominated a conversation. In fact, they asked questions. "How's your dog doing? Did you finish that book you were reading?" People loved talking to Jamie because they made it about others. Subtle behavior number four. Show interest and remember small things. It didn't stop there. Jamie had a way of mirroring people gently, matching energy, speech pace, and even posture. Not in a fake way, but in a way that felt comfortable and familiar. Subtle behavior number five. Reflect the person in front of you. The final thing Alex noticed was Jamie's consistent positivity. Not the toxic kind, but the kind that left room for others. They didn't sugarcoat hard things, but always found something encouraging to say. Maintaining a calm, optimistic presence. That was the sixth subtle behavior. By the end of his second week, Alex wasn't just more confident at his job, he was looking forward to Jamie's visits. And it wasn't just him. Jamie had unknowingly become the thread that stitched together the mornings of the regulars, the baristas, even the grumpy old man in the corner who never talked to anyone. Until Jamie greeted him one day and remembered his name. It turns out you don't need grand gestures to be liked. A smile, some kindness, and the ability to truly see people. That's what makes someone magnetic. Let me know if you'd like to turn any part of this into a voice clip. Absolutely. Here's a second 500-word paragraph that continues the story and builds on the theme of these 6 subtle behaviors in a deeper, more personal way. As winter crept in and frost began to lace the edges of the cafe windows, Alex found himself reflecting more and more on Jamie's presence. Not just in the coffee shop, but in his own life. It was subtle at first. He'd find himself mimicking Jamie's warm tone when greeting customers, or taking the extra second to truly listen when someone spoke. He realized that the power of these behaviors wasn't just in how others perceived you, it was in how they changed you. He felt more connected, more grounded. Jamie wasn't trying to be liked. That was the magic of it. Their likability stemmed from authenticity, which was rooted in empathy. One morning, as snowflakes floated down in lazy spirals, Alex saw Jamie helping an elderly woman find her scarf under a bench. No big fanfare, no need for recognition, just quietly kind. When she smiled in gratitude, Jamie didn't even make a comment. They just nodded and returned to their coffee. It struck Alex how powerful it was to do good without expecting praise. That day, Alex tried something new. Instead of retreating into his usual small talk with customers, he asked one young woman, who always came in wearing headphones and looked tired, how her day was going. She looked surprised, then smiled and said, "Honestly, it's been rough, but thanks for asking." They spoke for only a minute, but something shifted. That one moment of sincere connection lingered with Alex all day. And just like that, he began to understand that likability isn't about being liked. It's about making others feel seen. Alex began keeping mental notes, people's favorite drinks, the name of someone's dog, how someone lit up when asked about their weekend plans. It wasn't forced, it came from curiosity. And with every small connection, something inside Alex softened. He started looking forward to work in a new way, not just for the coffee, but for the chance to be part of a place where people mattered. Jamie, as always, remained effortlessly influential. But now, the dynamic between them changed. Jamie noticed Alex's growth too, the way he remembered names, how he laughed more freely, how his shoulders weren't always tense anymore. One morning, Jamie leaned on the counter and said, "You've really brought something special to this place." Alex blinked, surprised. "I learned from the best," he said with a grin. Jamie smiled, but didn't respond. They didn't need to. In the silence, there was recognition, and it said more than words could. That's the thing about subtle behaviors. They don't shout, they whisper, but their echo lasts. Want to turn this story or just a quote from it into a voiceover? Just let me know what you'd like to hear and which voice you'd like me to use. Sure. Here's a 200-word paragraph that continues and gently wraps up the story. Weeks turned into months, and the little cafe became more than just a place for coffee. It became a small sanctuary of human connection. The regulars began to greet each other by name. Small conversations turned into friendships. Even the quietest customers started opening up, sharing snippets of their day, their dreams, or their struggles. And through it all, Jamie remained a steady presence, like a quiet heartbeat at the center of it. But now Alex was part of that rhythm too. What started as admiration had turned into embodiment. He wasn't trying to be Jamie anymore. He was becoming the best version of himself. Those 6 subtle behaviors, genuine compliments, undivided attention, kindness, curiosity, mirroring, and quiet optimism, had woven themselves into his everyday actions. And people noticed. They didn't just like Alex, they trusted him. One afternoon, as the sun spilled golden light across the wooden floors and laughter filled the air, Alex looked around and smiled. He realized that likability wasn't about performance. It was about presence. And in showing up for others, he had finally shown up for himself. If you'd like to transform a part of this into a voice clip, just let me know the line and your preferred voice.